What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button and hit that notification bell. Make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. With this video, we are jumping into what if Miles Morales became the Hulk. This will be issue number 3 of this series, and if you have not been keeping up with it, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you caught up on every single what if story that has transpired so far with Miles Morales. We have seen him as Captain America, we have seen him as Wolverine, and now Miles Morales is the Big Green Man. Our writer is Anthony Piper. Our artist is Edgar Zalazar. Our color artist is Chris Sotomayor. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 3, we are picking up with the Prowler. And the Prowler is currently waiting on meeting up with Victor. With Victor running late, we have the arrival of Emil Blonsky. These guys are very bad news. They know who the Prowler is and they know exactly what he is capable of. And so the Russian Mafia, they have come to the Prowler because they have a job for him. Showing a paper from the Daily Bugle, we have Dr. Bruce Banner. The Russians have been keeping an eye on him because of his research, believing that it's possible for him to create a miniature gamma bomb, something that could fit inside of a suitcase. This makes him a very high value target. What they want from the Prowler is for him to steal this gamma bomb, and that if he doesn't do so, they know exactly who he is. They know his family, which means they will kill them if he doesn't do this job. That is how all of this began for Miles. Jumping us up to present day, we're in the Avengers Mansion. We have Doc Samson sitting down with Miles. This is his little therapy session because in current time, right now, he is the Hulk. Now, Miles' origin story, it completely wraps around his uncle. What has been hard for Miles to grasp onto is that his entire life has been more or less a lie, at least his uncle lying to him, because his uncle has been the anti-hero known as the Prowler, taking us back to the very day when all of this anger truly manifested. He had overheard his uncle having a conversation with the Russian Mafia. Now, while Miles didn't know it was the Russian Mafia at the time, the conversation was about a bomb that he had at the house. After he stole it, he was holding onto it and he was waiting for the Russian Mafia to come pick it up. Hearing just bits and pieces of this conversation, while he is eavesdropping, what he sees is a briefcase on the table. A briefcase that has a spider on it. Being absolutely terrified of spiders, he goes to smash it, only for the briefcase to fall off the table. Inside, what we see are tiny little capsules of concentrated energy. What we are seeing is that this isn't necessarily a bomb so much as a nuclear cartridge. Without a detonation device, there is no explosion. But what we do see is that when Miles accidentally steps on one of these little capsules, there is a giant blinding green light. Waking up later on that evening, he doesn't remember anything that has happened. What he does remember is his uncle and his father getting in an argument, and that is the last time that they actually ever spoke again. But waking up that evening, he felt really sick. He felt really run down, going into the bathroom to try and take some medicine, try to figure out what's going on with himself. When he looks in the mirror, what he sees is a green version of himself. This is the first time that he discovered the effects of gamma radiation to his body. Not really sure what to do, not sure what to think of this situation, he kept it a secret. He was actually scared that his parents might send him off to Xavier's School for Gifted Children. He has seen what these kids have gone through, and he is not about fighting giant robots. And so he kept this to himself, at least for the most part. Of course, gang, his best friend, he told him about it. So he wasn't in this all by himself. He had some kind of support system. His best friend sitting there by his side, making sure that whenever he goes green or has this huge surge of anger, that they can try to get him under control or at least hidden away until he can go back to normal. The doctor starting to recognize why Miles has been so terrified of letting his emotions get out of control. But he has to ask the question, you only have a small muscular increase and you turn green. all in all, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So why is it that you're so hesitant to have this transformation? And that is because Miles has killed somebody. When he was eavesdropping on his uncle's conversations, what he heard was a meetup time. Wanting to find out what was going on, he snuck out and he went to that meetup. This is where he saw that his uncle is the Prowler. This broke Miles' heart. The Prowler being one of this city's most notorious criminals. Seeing that briefcase handed over to that guy, he knew exactly who was underneath the mask of the Prowler. When the Prowler hands over that briefcase and we see the Russian mafia guy walk away, the Prowler has no intention of letting him do so. With his family's life in jeopardy, the Prowler goes to take this guy out, but he drops the suitcase, it opens up, and he gets exposed to gamma radiation. This is when the Prowler realizes he made a huge freaking mistake. As Blonsky begins to transform, we see the emergence of Abomination. Abomination grabbing hold of the Prowler and crushing him in his hands. As young Miles watches his uncle die at the hands of Abomination, we see the true manifestation of the Hulk. All of his rage came pouring out in one instant. Seeing nothing but red, he Hulk smashed the Abomination until he was bloody, bleeding, and dead. Miles now living with survivor's guilt because his uncle died, having so many what-if questions. Why did his uncle go down that path? Why was he the Prowler? This guilt, this pain, all of this is eating him up inside. He doesn't know how to live with himself, to live with the guilt that is on his shoulders. As he feels all of these emotions, on the therapy couch, he begins to transform. And the good doctor lets him know that he has to embrace these emotions. That bottling all of them up, keeping all of them inside, it's not going to help him. It is only going to make it so much worse when the Hulk does come out. That you need to learn to accept these things. Accept the world for how it is, and forgive not only your uncle, but also yourself. Because this is the only true path to becoming a hero. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I've seen a lot of comments saying that they don't really enjoy this line, and I don't get it. You know, it's not like this is Earth 616, it's not like they're doing anything crazy. This is simply a what-if story. This whole series, I think, has been a lot of fun. It's giving writers the opportunity to take a character they love and really see it on a character that they also love. So if you love Miles, you love Wolverine, why not mash them together? That is the whole point of what-if stories. It's the whole reason Captain Carter is a thing. Now, preferably, I would much rather have Captain Britain in there. Brian or Betsy, I honestly don't care. I'm not the biggest fan of Captain Carter, but that's the great thing about what-if stories. It's not something that's necessarily solidified in continuity. It's not part of 616 or anything like that. This is just a story set off in the multiverse, one wild variation of the infinite possibilities. I will say that this one wasn't as much Hulk smashing as I would have liked to see. It was really dealing with trauma, anger, survivor's guilt, dealing with all of these struggles at a very young age. One little gripe I do have is that they're only doing one issue per character that they're focusing on, which is kind of a letdown. We're getting, 23 pages of a quick story of this individual being Wolverine or Captain America or Thor, whatever the case may be, with it being a 5-issue miniseries. I would have really liked this to play out as one character Miles is, let it go over the course of 5 issues, and then start another one. Like you don't have to put it into one little story of 5 issues, each of them different characters of Miles. Seems like a lot of wasted potential, and you can't really tell the full spectrum of the story you want to tell with just one simple issue that is 20 pages long. You'll be able to get it across just a little bit, but with 5 issues, you could truly make something awesome. That being said, I am not enjoying this any less I really hope at some point in time they might get the opportunity to expand on some of these stories. The next one is going to be Miles Morales becomes Thor. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the Super Thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and until the next breakdown.